We were lucky enough to have a wonderful couple come to us with a 1973 Black Butte Ranch cabin backing up to a meadow with views of Black Butte and Three-Fingered Jack. The cabin had seen better days and no longer suited their needs, so the decision was made to tear down the beloved old cabin and start from scratch to build a retreat that would be a place for family and friends to come together to experience the natural beauty of Central Oregon and create memories for generations to come. Here is a glimpse into what it takes to make that happen and how it turned out. Many homes in Black Butte Ranch have served their families well for generations, but are a little worse for wear, not insulated well enough, or no longer meet the owner's needs. Sometimes the old detailing is well crafted and adds to the character of the home, while other features won't be missed if the home is remodeled or demolished. Remodeling can sometimes address the deficiencies of an older home, but from time to time, starting over is the only viable option to get the home of your dreams. This 1973 cabin was far from the homeowner's vision, and the decision was made to tear it down and start from scratch. This presents unique challenges that we're ready to take on. After recycling anything that could be salvaged or reused, we started dismantling the garage and then the cabin with an excavator. The old cedar siding was too brittle to save. The excavator loaded pieces into a construction dumpster as it went, containing all of the debris on site, keeping lighter materials from blowing onto neighbors' lots or the meadow. Respecting the neighbors is critical when working in established neighborhoods. Nobody likes construction next door, so we do what we can to minimize the impact on them. This home had insulation, but a surprising number of homes in Black Butte Ranch don't, which isn't good for efficiency. Uninsulated aluminum windows are also pretty common. While figuring out the logistics, permitting, and executing the demolition, the design of the new home was developing behind the scenes. A topographic survey showing the existing conditions of the lot is the base of the site plan. We need this to ensure we're optimizing the site and meeting all of the requirements. We use BIM, Building Information Modeling software, for our design work. This lets us show our clients what we envision for their home in 3D, to make sure we're on the same page. With it, we can generate 3D interior and exterior views, digital walkthroughs, flybys, as well as solar studies. Visualization is critical to avoid costly changes down the road. Most people have a hard time conceptualizing 3D space from 2D drawings. But our software and ability to create these models ensures the homeowner is on board with our vision. The solar study is a tool we can use to ensure we are letting the sun in when and where we want it, and blocking it when we don't. Our western views make this hard in the evenings. In the past, building a physical model and using a sun peg and chart was the only way to accurately calculate daylighting, and having the ability to do it digitally is much more efficient. Once the structures were leveled and hauled off, it was time for the crews to clear the trees within the footprint of the new home and prep the site for foundation work. The lot had a mix of ponderosa pine and aspen. Some of them were huge, and the new design worked around them as much as possible to preserve the site's character. The The usable parts of the trees that were removed for the new construction were bucked up for use as firewood. This can be left if the homeowners want it or taken home by workers. Trees are the most visible part of the lot prep, but sites in Central Oregon, even those without a lot of surface rock, often require extensive rock hammering before we can build. As site work progresses, the building pad is cleared of rock and leveled in preparation for the concrete contractors to mobilize and start forming up footings. With the lot cleared, the surveyor has the room needed to stake out the offset points used to dial in the foundation to make sure they have the info required to install it per plan. Site prepped and offsets located, the concrete crew moves in to form, reinforce, and pour the footings. A good foundation is critical for the success and longevity of the rest of the build. Foundation laid, the framers can move in to build the underfloor. We add framing and over-engineer our joists to build a solid floor with no soft spots or squeaks from hangers. It's always exciting seeing a project going vertical. Framers use the floor to frame walls before standing them into position. Some areas require more complicated framing. Beamwork is critical in most of our projects, and it requires top-notch framers. Forethought, templates, and jigs are needed to make sure everything is perfect before they go up. This home features a mixture of arched trusses, multi-post columns with angled braces, and rafter beams supporting exterior roofs. Steel plates and through bolts tie all of it together. With the framing complete, it's time to protect the house from the elements with siding and roofing. We chose to go with cedar channel siding with cedar shingles used as accents. Masonry is a major element inside and out. We opted for 4 to 6 inch full bed mossy stone to achieve a true dry stack look. The scale dictated massive column bases to stay proportional. A mixture of bib, rigid foam, and spray foam will keep extreme temps out for comfort. Batt insulation in the floors and interior walls will keep sound transmission to a minimum. The last step before the finish work can start is the sheetrock. Not the most exciting step in the process, but good execution can make a huge difference in the finished home. T&G fir ceilings warm the interiors, complement the fir beams, and carry through to the exterior soffits. The stained millwork matches the windows and doors, tying them all together. Flagstone was used in the entry and mudroom as a durable surface in high-traffic areas. All bathrooms have heated tile and feel great underfoot on those cold Central Oregon mornings. Wood floors provide warmth and richness and tie in with the other wood and stone. Our interior designers and clients work with the installer to dial in the material, size, and finish. Cabinetry is another scope where our clients work with our interior designers to make sure the design meets all of their needs and that the finish works with the rest of the interiors. Fireplaces are traditionally a major feature in lodge-style architecture, and this home is no exception, with 2 full masonry fireplaces creating warm and inviting spaces. The stairs combine the mass of a stone landing with floating treads supported by steel stringers. The windows above flood the space with light, which filters through the treads. Progress photos are great, but now it's time for the finished product. Everyone who worked on the project did a great job, and we are all very proud of how the home turned out. The stone, arched beam trusses, and fir soffits carry through from the outside in. Solid fir columns and beams support all of the exposed structure with some steel at the stairs. The great room is anchored on 3 sides with full-bed natural stone. Beams and ceiling changes are used to define spaces in this large, open, public part of the home. Views of the meadow, seating by the fireplace, and doors to the patio make the primary suite more than just a place to sleep. The ensuite bath mixes natural light and privacy. Grandkids access their bunk room through a hidden door in a bookshelf in the bonus room. Little details like this can make lasting memories for kids, and the carpenters nailed it. We are proud of the cabin rebuild, but most importantly, the owners love their new home and will make generations of memories with this family retreat as the backdrop. Thank you for taking the time to watch the process we went through transforming our client's 1970s cabin into an updated luxury family retreat. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Although more complicated than typical new construction, Pacwest is well-versed in the process for extensive remodels of older homes or tearing down and rebuilding your dream home. We also design and build luxury custom homes on bare lots around Central Oregon and beyond. Looking forward to discussing your project in the future.